Peace.
We're on.
We're live. Is anybody out there? Can you hear us? Good evening. Welcome along to the Ruesha and Span Show, also known as The Spa, also known as I've worked 3 days straight, also known as got my dressing gown on, my baps out and a glass of wine.
I can see that. I'd like to apologise to the timekeeping people, but we're better late than never.
We're on like 2 minutes. That's not bad, is it?
I don't know. I did say 1:15, so that would be 16, 17, 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Not the worst.
3 minutes, my lovelies.
Thanks for sitting tight, guys.
Yeah, thank you for being here. How are you? How are you getting on? I mean, what's been happening? Because, well, I'll tell you what's been happening. Champions League's back.
Yeah, it's been back with a
very exposed
bang. You're looking terrible, in fairness to you.
I look like I've seen a ghost.
You'll do nothing for the ratings, that's for sure.
Sorry, this is the natural me. This is the real me. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I'm done caring.
Why?
Because you've got to be unapologetically yourself.
Are you all right, Mary? Calm down.
Who?
Mary?
Who's Mary?
Mary Earps.
All right.
That's what she said.
All right, okay. I like that line.
It was good. Because I bloody agree. I agree with it,
that's for
cut
sure. From the same cloth, that's for sure. Only thing is that
she wins a few things.
She's won the European Championships and
many of you had him.
But I tell you what, she's not in the Champions League.
That's one thing we've got in common.
She's unapologetically not in the Champions League.
Me and her both.
Which is mental, isn't it? It's mental.
A team like PSG, you're like, what the crook?
I tell you what, they're missing Mr. Jocelyn.
Maybe.
Well,
but he's on new challenges.
Yes, indeed. This is the biggest challenge he's ever seen.
It probably is.
Yeah, he's like, never mind the Champions League, and he trying
looking at some of us,
get
going,
3 points for this lot.
Yeah, these clowns. But
I'd like to remind everyone we're live tonight, and we haven't done this in ages. And let's not get ourselves cancelled, because we're always that 1 minute away from it. And I'm not in the mood tonight.
What for? What?
Being cancelled. What, another year at least?
I had to. If people didn't know this already, I'll just say it. Apparently, on our other show that we're doing on the Kickback, they had to take down me doing an impression because Arsenal complained. Shock horror.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You think they'd be more concerned about getting pumped during the Champions League than me doing impressions of people? Do you know what I mean? I was only having a wee joke, and I wasn't even being. I was just doing a wee impression, wee joke.
Do you know what? We will get to the result in a minute.
Again, honestly.
But
anyway,
how can that not be seen as funny? Like, how can you complain about that?
They're bored. Must have been bored.
I just don't understand it. I mean,
sometimes media people are on their wee power trips, giving it loads. Like, can I do the day?
I want to complain about a fabulous voice that was made.
Yeah. I want to complain about people having a wee giggle.
Yeah. Do you know what's funny is that at TalkSport, we actually get impressionists on the radio to do impressions of managers all the time. But that's the thing, like, it's so, sometimes in women's football, because it's going in its direction, people are seeing a joke as that it's cruel. It's not cruel. We would never be cruel.
I think if you were going on slagging.
And we're not slagging.
Yeah,
even though
wasn't.
We can talk about the result last night in a minute.
I was doing an impression. Anyway, I'm sorry if I offended anyone out there. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I really, really do mean that.
From the heart of my bottom.
I can only apologise. But, it's me. I like to live life on edge, and that was probably the wildest thing I've done in a long time.
I'm telling you something, Rush. It's absolutely 10 out of 10.
Thanks.
When I shut my eyes, because I've listened to it at least 160 times since, when I close my eyes, I'm like, that's amazingly accurate. Like, it sounds so good.
Do you know, once we were on a team.
Apologies for any offence caused.
Anyway, I was just going to touch on another thing. I try not to see how when you're at teams and you do initiations and whatever. I had to change it as I got older because it was like anytime we done like impressions or slagged anyone, people would take the hump. So I'd done one before, but there was a few of us one time.
What, are you in initiations or are you doing impressions?
We done one. I think we were at Champions League once and we were like away. So you're away for a while, you're bored. So we put on like a team show. God knows why. And me and Sue Lappin at the time, we obviously took it to another wee level. But it was the best show we could have put on. It was just for the team. So we had other people in doing wee parts. And we were like ripping the team and then like ripped the manager, but it was all meant to be banter.
Who was the manager?
And it went tits up.
Can you tell me the manager?
It was Eddie Walecki at the time. He threw his toys at the pram, didn't he?
What did you say? Like, what did you get?
We said a few wee digs in here, but it was all for bants anyway. You know what it's like, people get their back up in the end.
Just go to offer you some Vaseline because your lips are really dry.
I love slagging people and I love having a giggle. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't. You're not being nasty. I mean, if you're bullying someone, that's different.
That's very
different.
different. Sorry, you never do that. Never do that.
But
that's the thing. Like I remember,
I love the bands.
You just got to be able to have a laugh at yourself.
Yeah.
And the thing is, what's interesting is that every time we do a podcast, people are like, need to do subtitles for Ruesha. I have no idea what she's saying. So it's so quick for everyone to say, I can't understand this person. And then you nail an actual accurate impression. And it's an offence to be complained at.
You can complain on, honestly. People need to lighten up though in this world.
Yeah, we do need to lighten up.
In fairness, this world you can't actually say anything with people. You can't do this, you can't say that. And I'm like, right, you can't have a personality. I think I talk about this every time now, so I'm just going to move on from that. Anyway, everyone lighten up. Everyone have a
drink.
giggle.
Have a drink of that.
I would, but I'm on camera, so I can't. I'll get in trouble. I'm running tomorrow. I'm running tomorrow.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
What, even a sip?
Aye, they'll be like, how dare you? Do you know what I mean?
That's not going to touch the size.
I know.
The size of it.
I know. I'd love it. I'd love a glass or two. But guess what? I'm back running.
Right.
So
how's
back
that going for you?
running, and then I think I join in with the team maybe tomorrow and Saturday a bit. So touch wood, everything goes to plan, and we can be back running and training soon again.
I'd like to see you back playing football at some point
my
this
teammates
season.
and stuff.
So you've missed the whole start of the season, haven't you?
I've missed the first bloody. How many league games is that? Is that 4 or 5 league games? A Conti Cup game? Maybe 6 games, I would say. Yeah.
Part-timer. Throwing peas at the moon.
Honestly.
But, well, that's the latest and greatest. I think we should just discuss what the hell happened last night. Because I was up at Manchester for the City Barca game for DAZN. And by the way, the amount of people who come up and said they watch our podcast is unbelievable. Thank you, by the way, if you did come up and say that, because it's really nice, isn't it? People are nice.
Good. But what I want to say, one negative, because I like to be the Grim Reaper, for you that haven't subscribed, take yourself 2 minutes, so not even 2 minutes,
not even 2 minutes,
subscribe, download yourself a wee YouTube account and subscribe, and you'll get a wee notification then anytime it goes up.
And then start loads of other YouTube accounts and subscribe as well.
Because you don't need to do that.
Just saying. Just saying. Yeah, we are going to talk about the results last night because, I mean, I've been thinking about them all day. Cannot believe what I witnessed last night from Manchester City in that first half against the double champions of Europe.
There was a few of the girls in the changing room going, did you see the game? And funnily enough, I didn't see the game because I was downstairs making my dinner. I thought I'll come up to my bed, I'll watch it in my bed, but I couldn't stream it because you took my iPad, Cassim, so I thought, I'd done myself here, didn't I?
You could have mine, it was sitting downstairs.
And I could have, I had my computer and all. I just wasn't thinking, I couldn't think straight, man.
Castle's 3 TVs with the internet.
I wanted to be in my bed.
You could have gone in next to Jamie. He was watching it.
He'd have loved that.
Imagine you and Jamie in bed watching the game together.
He'd been sitting there.
Can you put your phone on silent, please?
Sorry about that. He'd have been sitting there wee chubby. Like, this is what I've been waiting on.
By the way, I do look like I'm a dead corpse.
No, you don't look great, in fairness to yourself.
I look corpsed up.
Yeah.
Anyway, who cares? Yes.
Sorry, back to that before you interrupted me rudely. What I was saying is the girls who are like the girls that are actually hate watching women's football and stuff like that, and I'm like, you just need to get on board with this. They were like, I love that game. That was amazing. Man City were so good. That was an amazing game of football.
What's incredible, Rush, is that...
How good looking I am?
No.
Right.
No, actually. Even now, I still look better than you. You look at the midfield of Barcelona on paper.
Yeah.
2 Ballon d'Or winners, Keira Walsh. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Such a good squad. And then they just were rattled. They were so rattled by them. But then when the second half came round, I was like, okay, this is Barcelona. They could go on and win this game, 4-1. That's how it could have gone in the second half. But Man City just kept it tight. They kept it organised. And then when Bunny got a run, that was a good piece of play from Lauren Hemp for that second goal. And Bunny got a run. She kept going, her 1v1, the confidence. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And Viv, she could have had a hat-trick in that first half. She got herself in all the right positions.
Love that.
And then it was a bit of a moment in the second half where I thought, oh God, Viv, we should have scored that now.
Right.
So she could have had a hat-trick, which obviously she'll be furious at herself with. But it was a good performance. They look promising, and Barcelona will be furious, imagine, with themselves.
It's going to be interesting when they face each other again. It's like, then can you all right?
I thought I just read your message. I thought it said Jonas.
All right, no, not his numbers.
But Jonas, it just texted you. I was like, oh no, he's watching the
Sorry. Anyway, will Barcelona be able to turn it around? Do you think with the squad they've got. They're going to have off nights here and there, but it's going to be interesting how they bounce back. But nice to see Man City actually making a mark.
Great
Can
move.
Man City continue this kind of form and bring it into the league? The league's massive this weekend. Saturday. Is it Saturday? Sorry,
Saturday. If Arsenal don't win against Chelsea, I think their league shout is gone.
Yeah, but it wouldn't
right?
surprise. Maybe like they've
think
not
so.
had a great start, but it wouldn't surprise me if somehow Arsenal can pull it together. Because you can't write them off right now. You can't write them off, but I wouldn't be surprised if they could hang in there and get a result. But
Completely
well,
agree.
Chelsea are just, they'll be looking to kick on. And
You know what Emma Hayes would have been like in this situation? She would have wanted to, I think, almost try and bury Arsenal when the chips are down, kind of thing. But with Sonia Bonpastor, I'm not sure how the team will present. But what we've seen from Chelsea so far, they look
Sonia
fine.
Bonpastor is an absolute winner.
Hold on a minute. I'm not saying
right,
she's not an absolute winner. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just talking about the approach to this game.
She'll be like,
Do you think?
aye. Yeah.
Stick that knife right in.
But I don't think they'll be getting too. It's a massive game, but I think they'll just be looking to go out, perform, use the squad. Chelsea squad is a lot more stronger, I think, right now than the Arsenal squad. But I think the Arsenal girls will know that they've got a big responsibility here, and they've probably not performed. They can't look at Jonas all the time. They've actually got to look at themselves, some of them, and go. I mean, some people, they're not playing like a team.
Like
Stuff
who?
like that. I can't name names, but people are saying that. Do you know what I mean?
But I spoke to Farah in the week, and she said that it's the players have to take accountability for
yeah, of
themselves.
course they do.
But I agree with that. But then you look at the subs last night. You look at the subs at the weekend.
What about them?
They were terrible.
What, coming on? What do you mean?
Yeah, the subs, the people he was bringing off, and the substitutes he was making last night, to then go on and lose the game.
What do you mean?
Jonas, are we talking about the right thing?
You're talking about, you said the subs. What do you mean the subs?
He made all the wrong calls last night. The
How?
substitutes just wasn't working. People who had assisted the game were then taken off, put on a bench.
Right.
Played
Okay.
Bayern
Right.
Munich. They're playing well. They're putting in goals. What are you doing? And then Harder comes on. He's not had a goal, I think, the Champions League in about 4 years.
No,
3
it can't be
years?
that long, is it?
I saw a
She must
stat,
have been.
and she comes on and gets a hat trick.
Fair play.
I mean,
to
get
her,
the
but
comments. You can have your say, because I
It
have
seems
gone
like the
through.
floodgates opened, and they just there's something there. But I think are they conceding a few goals from crosses and all? What's that about? Are they not aggressive enough? Did they not want it enough?
Timing of the subs too should have been sooner. Bringing off Katie when she gave 2 assists, and then we concede 3 goals. Shambles. Yeah, I mean, I've had a look around, and I've read the match reports from last night from people who were at the game. It was all over the gaff.
Yeah.
A hat trick in 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's nuts. That's that is amazing. That's probably what my comeback will be like. If I do say so myself.
Cass, when will that be? Go and have a drink. I'm kidding. I would never peer pressure anyone. Last 20-25 minutes from Arsenal was like the worst Arsenal that I've seen from a long time. That's from Amber. There's something about Arsenal that's just not working just now. That's Lottie. Arsenal were poor. That's Sharon. Something about Arsenal hasn't gelled for a long time. Jonas made questionable decisions, in my opinion, too. That's from Nicole. Do you know what? I get it. It's tough, but I feel at the minute, when you look at Everton at the weekend, we spoke about Brosnan, didn't we, on the Talk Sports show, how good she was in goal. But when Everton are where they are in the league and Arsenal have the squad that they've got, they should be battering them.
Yeah, especially the chances they're creating and the players that they've got, like the strikers, they should be able to bloody put the ball in the back of the bloody net.
When was the last time Arsenal conceded 5 goals?
I'm not actually sure. Do I look like a stat book?
No, I don't know.
Do you look at me and actually think, she knows her stats?
No, because you don't know
Well,
much.
you shouldn't have asked that question.
You don't know your arse from your elbow.
I know. You're not wrong.
You know, I just
yeah.
Scott
exciting.
Hibbert. Scott Hibbert.
Wow, well done,
Lovely
Scott.
Scott. That's
Very
really
nice,
kind of you, Scott. You didn't have to do that, but thank you.
Wow, well done, Scotty
Gets us
boy.
a bottle of wine. Katie Vince said 2017 was the last time
Arsenal conceded that amount of goals.
Yeah, G. Lou saying that as well. And then
Because
immediately...
they might be doing a double, or they might be doing it on Saturday again. They might be going pants down. Do you know what I mean?
I hate
you
that
never know.
saying.
Funny though,
Pants down. Because you look at Euro Wrighton playing in the role that she's playing just now.
Yeah,
she's
more
smashing
central.
them in.
Yeah.
Myra Ramirez is finding the back of the net. Soska Nuskin, you know, they've got so many.
They can chip in with goals everywhere right now.
All over the pitch.
Yeah.
I'm concerned for
They
Arsenal.
conceded a couple there in their Champions League game.
I know. And Lucy Braun said that we're leaking silly goals, but that Linda Caicedo. I love her. I just love her.
They are leaking a few goals, so they'll need to tighten up there. But the end of the day, they're scoring more than they're conceding, so they're getting the points on the board and stuff like that. They're doing the job, they're doing the business. So I hope I get to catch that game, Cass. But I'm training on Saturday. What time's kick off?
I think it's at 1:45.
That could work in my favour.
1:45. Somebody get in the comments. You'll let me know.
What time's kick off? Troops on Saturday. Please
and it's
let us know.
The Emirates. Has telling everyone it was at bloody Stamford Bridge. I was telling you that as well. I don't know. Marshall.
And what was the story with the turnout for the fans at the Emirates last week? What was the story there?
The
attendance was a lot lower. Was it not? Were people not as intrigued in the game? Was it not as big a game?
I think possibly.
What's the story? Because still last season they were getting high numbers. What's going on? Or is it an Arsenal thing?
1:45 kick-off on Saturday. Thank you, guys. Every game that will happen at the Emirates this year, which is the bulk of all of them now that they are in the Champions League, I think there'll be something like 3 or 4 that take place at Bournemouth. But is it the sexy turnout? Everton is part of it. Now, I haven't seen anywhere or heard anywhere that there was a limit. I don't think Arsenal would do that now. I think they are like, bring as many as you can bring. It was 25,000, which is not bad against Everton. You know, their average at the minute seems to be about 35 to 40,000, which is wonderful. But Saturday, sell out. You know, that'll likely then be a sellout. So it's, you know, it's one of those things. But I wouldn't be concerned about the attendances actually at the minute.
They're only selling half the stadium for Champions League games at the Emirates. Is that an Arsenal thing, or what is the story with that? Because I've heard that they're not wanting to. It's going to cost them more money. I don't understand how or what the cost of the ticket prices are, but I don't understand why that is. Are they not making money? Why are they not wanting to sell that out? Why are they not wanting to? Is it to do with road closures? Is it to do with staffing? What is it? The cat just hear that. He's like, shut up.
Was that the cat?
Because we're talking. No, it's the cat.
Cat's
He's got pure attitude. Anytime I talk, he leaves the room and stuff like that.
You do have one of those voices.
Yeah. Anyway, that is a weird thing that I don't understand. But
with the Champions League nights, yes, it means road closures. If they sell a certain amount of tickets, then it means there's more staff, there's more security.
Yeah,
they have to shut the roads, all that.
But why are they not wanting to do that?
I think on the Champions League nights they will absolutely push those tickets, but not on the group stage. But say they get to the quarterfinals, it will be open up and sell as many tickets as you can.
But if they could sell the tickets, that's what I don't get. So what is the issue? Anyway, I don't know enough about it, guys. I will investigate that probably in July. But if anyone actually knows ins and outs, let me know. You know me, I'm not into studying or kind of working hard to find out answers.
Yeah, it's interesting. It is interesting. Can I just say hi to Sasha McCann? She said, Shaban, what did you do or study to get so high up in the journalism industry?
Nothing.
I'm not Sasha,
high up in the
I want to thank you so much.
Nothing. Journalism, she is not a journalist, she's a fraudster.
I am a journalist.
You're barely Cass.
I'm a journalist.
The shite you were hitting out with that other day when we were in that studio in Talksport, you were giving it loads.
That's not journalist. That's not journalist.
Well,
a journalist is to go and find the story. Yeah, I was just... Right, she's coming for me because I was like, oh yeah, we were talking about Bayern Munich, and I was like Lena McGill, and she was like, oh yeah,
no, you had a few belters, and I was like, what has she been smoking today? Funny though, Cass, because I've not got a clue. I don't even know who plays for who anymore.
Sasha,
and you know what the funny thing is? I'm going to need to
give you some info, okay?
No, I think you're good at hosting and talking and stuff like that. You can do that.
Try and come back and be my pal now.
I'm not trying to be your pal, but you're. Hey, I'm here. Oh, hold on a second.
Who's here?
Your dad.
Who's your mate?
Your dad's outside.
Who's your mate? Everyone just sit and talk amongst yourself. I'll go through some of these comments then, shall I? Oh, you looked great on DAZN last night. Nice job. Thank you. Sir. Thank you very much. Arsenal not advertising as much now, and I think no international. That's a child, isn't it?
No. It's somebody opening a door, and it's the wind.
It's a child. Hello?
Hello?
Brooks Riva, who is it?
Oh, it's a child. It is a child. It's
what
Riva.
Are you doing, doll?
Come in a second. I want to speak to you.
Come in here, please. I'm live, and she says that.
Come here a second.
It's not funny. You know it's night time, and I said I had work. Come here. Come and say hi. Why are you out your room?
Tell the people why you're here. Why are you here?
Because I'm scared.
What are you scared of?
I'm scared of the dark.
It's not dark though. Your lights on. Your night lights on.
Well.
Did you just hear us talking?
No.
Did you?
I just wanted to stay with you.
Okay. Well, let me take you back to bed and I'll tuck you in, okay, Rush?
No,
Right.
I wanted to watch you do the radio.
You can't. You've got your bed.
We've got 10 more minutes. What's that?
Go and see who's out there.
Go and see who's out there. Go and say hi.
Well,
And I asked them to take you to bed.
Who is it?
well, I like watching the radio.
But I can
Yes.
show you it tomorrow.
But I want
But it's late.
I'm sorry, guys.
Just enjoy it. Just wait 1 sec before I lose it.
to.
Garson, why don't you go and speak to Jane for a minute? And then she can tuck you into bed.
No, but I want to watch the radio.
You can't watch the radio and you're speaking like a 4-year-old now. Get out.
Rush, that's not going to help. See, that's not going to help. Come on, I'll help you. I'll help you. Say goodnight to everyone.
But I want to.
Okay, you sit with Pogs for a second. I want to apologise for that. And you were too
Well.
loud. Do you know what? It's one of those
Well.
things you take on too much. And
Cass, don't be saying you're taking on
It's
too much.
mum guilt, it's mum
You
guilt.
can't control your brains. That's the fact of the matter. They should have been in bed sleeping by now and they're not because you are soft.
I mean, I'm not soft. When have you ever seen her come out of a room?
No.
Riva, 5 minutes, okay?
Right, where were we? Back
So
to it.
we're going back to the discussion of what were we talking about? Oh yeah, the seatings at Arsenal.
Yeah.
I guess there will be a cut off on Champions League nights, but if they go on and sell the tickets and if they get into the quarters and the semis and stuff, then it'll be free for all. You grab your ticket, get yourself there. I would imagine.
Yeah.
But this weekend will be all tiers available, I would imagine, because it's a big derby game. It's going to be good. I must say, I'm looking forward to it. We need to talk about Celtic, Rush.
Yep, go on.
Because and at the competition last night against Fuente, and they're brand new to the competition as well. This is their first time in there, and both of them put in a good performance. It was up in Glasgow. You watch back the game, and I'm like, the pitch,
I was just going to say that to you there.
that pitch, like that's not Champions League pitch, is it?
No, the other day, the women's game was on, the Rangers Celtic game. And Dad had flicked it on, and I was like, oh my God, that the glare off the pitch was horrible. But I'm like, you've got teams like Celtic and Rangers that are still, they're saying they're supporting the women's team in the game. The pitches are shocking.
Yeah.
But on that note, in the Championship right now, there's 3 teams with those pitches.
Yeah.
You've got Durham, you've got Newcastle. Newcastle have come in, they're a bit of a massive club. So why are they saying that's okay?
The
Do you know what I
pitches
mean?
almost look like they're strobing, don't they?
Well,
Like when
there's
you
no
watch it on the
team
TV, I'm
It's,
like,
yeah, it's just it's.
Come
I
on,
get like
Erika.
Weller and stuff might, but it's not.
It's not great. It's not great. Another team we have to touch on. We did Man City. We did Arsenal. We did Chelsea briefly, didn't
Yes.
we? Because they were the night before. Like we say, leaking a couple of goals, but still a good performance. They got the job done. I think this season in the Champions League, we're seeing the best version of itself again.
What do you mean?
Just like Man City, like we say, they played good football for the last how many years? But to get into the competition, for 4 years they've been out of the Champions League at that stage of a group. Like in the group stage, they've not made it into the groups.
Mummy, can I paint Puggy's nails?
We can't paint Poggy's nails because he's a cat.
Why?
You'll pull all your eyes out probably.
Why don't you go paint Jade's nails and then I'll take you to bed? Okay.
No.
Okay. It's gone really well. So yeah, it's guys, this is hard to do. I'm not going to lie. So we might jump off soon anyway. But anything else? What happens this weekend if Arsenal lose?
Well, what is the league looking at right now? What is the table saying?
Don't even look at the table.
I mean, I know, but I'd like to have a look and see. If you let me do that, if you stop being so controlling right now, it's look free. But
Where are they now?
it's still. It's still not a disaster.
Sixth?
Yeah, but on 5
Sixth?
On 5 points. Liverpool on 5th on 5 points. Manchester United on 6. Brighton on 6. Chelsea on 6. Manchester City on 7. So in terms of that, it's not a disaster right now.
But if they lose this weekend?
Yeah, if they lose this weekend, obviously Chelsea would go up to 9.
Who's City got this weekend?
Oh, that's a great question.
Liverpool, isn't it? By the way, Gareth Taylor said yesterday that Brighton's his team to watch this season.
And it's Liverpool. Who? Brighton. Well, Brighton will be decent too. Brighton will quietly go about their business, and I think they'll collect a good few points along the way. I'm intrigued to see how they do. Can they start competing? Can they push up?
Yeah.
Can they give United a run for their money?
Yeah. Be good to see a good cup run. I don't
think if Arsenal were to get beat at the weekend, I don't think it's a disaster. If they win, they're right in the mix. Do you know what I mean? There's no great gap in the table right now. It's early days, but I think if they were to get beat, would there be a lot more pressure on Jonas and the staff then? Could you see that? Would that be people at the top going, we need to change something now? Something needs to change within the club anyway. But I don't think it's a disaster if they don't win at the weekend. Maybe a draw would actually be okay. I don't think it's too early in the season right now.
It's not.
Arsenal fans, I'm sure, might see it differently, but I think on the grand scheme of things, even Champions League right now, if they find themselves out the Champions League after this group, more time to focus on the league for them. I don't think they've got the squad right now. I don't think they've got the player, like, they're not as stacked to maybe deal with Champions League and league. I think Chelsea and Man City are maybe more equipped for that right now.
Interesting. Let's be honest. I think if they lose this weekend, I think it could be, the end for Jonas out of the club.
Based on what?
Hear me out, because he's had 3 seasons now.
Yeah.
He's had investment. He's been able to. He brought in Ruesha on a record transfer fee. He's been able to bring in the players that he's wanted to bring to the club.
Bar Kira Walsh.
Bar Kira Walsh, because they blocked that in the last minute. Right, fine. It could happen next summer. It could happen in January.
Yep.
You never know. I think he's had that, but I think the performances haven't been good enough. I think Arsenal should be competing right now for the league title, not sitting 6th in the table after 4 games, because a loss at the weekend does mean I think that they'd be looking almost out of that title race unless you start to see City and whatever drop points. And I'm sitting at City last night and I'm looking at their squad. Chloe Kelly's on the bench.
Yeah.
You know, you've got so many unbelievably Wahhabi's sitting on the bench. You know, you've got Kiara Keaton, who is still a brilliant goalkeeper on the bench. I mean, that goalkeeper is absolutely brilliant. But, you know, I just look and go, I think the club, especially while the women's game is rocketing, and Arsenal have been the front runners for so long, if they don't put it right now, then it'll be a struggle. I feel like they're kicking the can down the road at the moment, and that's not the future. If you can see progress, can you see progress with the style with Arsenal?
To me, I do. I totally agree with what Farah said there.
What does Farah
on your
say
interview, just about players taking responsibility, and I do, and I think a lot of that is that. But to me, I don't know what it is. I think the players have got to have a long, hard look at themselves right now, and I don't know if the club are going to need to look and go, maybe we need to make changes here within the squad. Maybe it's a cultural thing.
But we know how football works. Yeah. Players don't get sacked.
Well, I'm just saying, if Arsenal are going to ever crack on and start actually competing and winning, there needs to be changes within that environment.
You look at like Casey Stoney and the job she did.
I think you could bring another manager in, and I think it'd still be the same thing.
I don't know.
You need to have a team that play for each other, a team that.
I think if you want to instill something in your players, and your players need to, they need to be respectful of you. And if they're not,
I don't particularly love Jonas's style. Sometimes, if you're looking at styles of football, I actually think Yo Montemuro had a better style in football. He was more of a purist.
Or Joe?
Joe.
I think it's Yo Montemuro.
Joe Montemuro. Yeah, I think he had a better style in football. And technically, he's the last manager that won the league with Arsenal, is that right? It wasn't Pedro, it was Joe. Yeah, it was Joe.
You're right.
Yeah, so but no, but
now he's at Leon.
Look at I'm not being an absolute dickhead here. The wages that the players are on, who's like, come on, perform. Put in a bit of a show, take a bit of pride.
But what if the players don't feel inspired? What if the players aren't clear with the message?
I get what you're saying. I've been there before with maybe managers, and I'm a bit like, oh. But then if the manager says this is what you're doing, you've got to get on board and back that. Do it.
Arsenal haven't won a title in 5 seasons now.
I know.
Like Chelsea. So that's the thing. I'm like, I think there has to be now a change.
I'm saying it. Jonas will be the fall guy. That's the thing. He will be the fall guy because he's the manager. But I think there's a lot of stuff that needs to change within the team right now.
Fair enough.
Clear out, new players in, new culture.
I feel like all they do is bring in new players.
Nah, it's a clear out cast. You missed that.
Jesus.
You know?
Okay, we're going to come back next week. Let's get a watch along in place, shall we, for next
Anyway,
week?
I think this will be good for Arsenal because they might hear this and see stuff maybe. They might see some stuff on TikTok.
What,
if
they're going to hear you and go, oh, there's Ruesha sitting on the rosy wine after vomiting in the weekend.
Stupid bitch saying stuff about us. We'll show them idiots. So it'd be good, like, reverse psychology for them.
Don't get me wrong, there was definite trepidation going into that
What's
last
that
qualifying game. There was...
What's trepidation?
We were like... When they went into the last qualifying game to get into the Champions League, would they have performed in that game? Because they were 1-0 down against Häcken. Then they went in the second leg. I'm looking and going, they need to be able to turn it around, and they did. They were good that night. They were so good, and they put it together, and they got the ball up the pitch. You know, I think so. Yes, I think in terms of performance, they can turn it around, but those women needed that Champions League for them. So I don't think the players aren't performing. What I'm saying is that sometimes in those games, when you look at Everton at the week, I'm looking going, is the game management not right? I know you don't get to see the games as much as you used to because you're playing at the same time and blah, blah, blah. But I think if you were to watch them in full now, you would be going, is that the right style of coaching? That's what I'm saying.
I've seen a few hangs in the comment here just saying Casey Stoney. And I did hear that she was at Bournemouth a good few weeks ago. So
there you go.
Interesting to see watch this space.
And don't get me wrong, you don't like that conversation for anyone. And do you know what? If Arsenal smash Chelsea by 5 goals at the weekend, which I think would be brilliant, would be absolutely brilliant, be a great spectacle, be entertaining, then brilliant, then absolutely brilliant. But I'm talking about the situation we're in here, present today, after last night, and that was not good enough for Arsenal women. It wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. We will do a watch along next week for sure. We'll try and
meant to apologise about that.
I was working.
You ended up working.
Yeah,
Span ended up working at the Man City game last night, and then I was not here for the other day, so I can only apologise. But we did lie to you, and we'll go to confession and sort that out.
It wasn't a lie. It was
technically just a unfortunate circumstances. Siobhan had to shave her pubes, and I didn't know how to turn this on.
Do you know what? Yesterday, guys, that's why I poured a glass of wine and I've got my dressing gown on and my hair's wet because I did breakfast yesterday morning. I'm up at 2:30, right? I've said this 100 times before. I'm in work for 3:45, but see, on Monday night, I went out to Farah's night,
right,
at the Grosvenor.
Yeah.
Got into my bed in the hotel next door to work at about 11:15. Got an extra hour in bed because I was next door to work. Was in work for 3:45. But then came home, slept, had a couple of things to do, got the kids from school, was like, bash, be a good mum, give them some focus, right? Because clearly my balance is all over the gaff. And then Wednesday, went into work, so again up at 2:30, came home, slept for an hour, and then drove up to Manchester yesterday because I had to be on site for 4. Finished the game, which was a great game, felt fine, drove back from Manchester. And the reason I drove is because one of my producers, Dave, our producer, he lives in Hitchin. So he was like, well, I'll drive with you. So we have to journey and got back safely. So I've had little sleep. So that's why I'm like this right now.
I just want to thank you for that story, and I don't think anyone else there
more stories later,
cares, okay? But thanks for letting us all know.
J-Lou, you're doing a good job, Shebs. Don't be so hard on yourself. Thank you. I think you do feel when the kids come in sometimes, and Brooks was shouting at me tonight, wasn't he? He's been a bit of a rat bag.
You see a comment there, Hammerby making history and breaking records, best atmosphere in the world. I would agree, that's great.
Who's really got Hammerby then?
However,
is it Arsenal have got Hammerby? Are they in Arsenal's group?
No, they're not, are they?
Are they in City's group? Yeah, they're in City's group. Hammerby and City's group.
Yeah.
And to be fair, yeah, their fans are unbelievable.
Yeah. But it was good to see Celtic fans all turn up to the Celtic game
Love
that
it.
night too. So
Love it. And there is going to be
more fans, more sing songs, more atmosphere. But with that comes more criticism.
Yeah.
And as female players, we're going to need to get used to that and be able to take the good with the bad.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's nothing but peace and love here. We love it when you guys come on and interact with us. We must go. I must get my dragon to sleep. And Rush, always good to see you. Guys, thanks for your comments as ever. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you for your supers. That's also very, very kind and unnecessary. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
we will
guys.
see you for a watch along next week. Bye.